Please, this has been your wake-up call. Starts now.
On the news.
Configuration.
And now, here's Bill Handel.
Good morning. Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. And today, I was going to fool you and have you think that I can actually do an entire show without mispronouncing words, without groping, without juxtaposing words, but I can't pull it off. So, happy April 1. Morning, Jennifer. Good morning. I think that's good. It's a preemptive strike. Like, I would have loved to have tried this, but I just knew I couldn't. Yeah, I'm out. That's true. Yeah. Good. I remember, years and years ago when we got away with it. I remember that on April Fool's Day, the program director then, the predecessor to Robin, we had an urban station and had them switch with me. So I was the host of the DJ, and they were on KFI, and we didn't say a word. And let it go. Yeah, we just did the show. It was Mother Love, who was the street smart, cracking, hey boyfriend kind of person, and then his name was Rico, right? I think it was Rico was her co-host. Rico must have weighed 80 pounds, 5'2", and the thinnest guy in the world. The two were great. And I didn't know any of the groups that we were singing. So I ran, and here's another group that I have no idea who it is. I bet that was great. I wish we had audio of that. That would have been awesome. And then the next day, we just went back to our jobs and didn't say a word. I mean, it's like it never happened. All right. Good morning, Mo.
Good morning, Joe. What's the business with that?
Yeah. Well, there were things done that you could never, ever do today. I mean, it was a different world of radio. Both sides were having a great time. Michelle is here, filling in for Alex, filling in for Morgan, who is filling in for Alex.
Good morning. I do not miss your shift.
I know. She could skip, right? She did say, well, either way. It doesn't matter.
I'm just kidding. Good morning.
Well, she did this for 25 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a whole different animal when you get up at 1 a.m. when you're 21 and you get up at 1 a.m.
Amen to that.
You're not supposed to get up at 1 a.m. for anything after like 35. Yeah, that's so true.
Thank goodness. I mean, I'm up at 3:30, and that is, most people think that's crazy. I never make it to 3:30 because my internal clock just I wake up. Except when the alarm does go off, and then I bound out of bed and I hit the wall because I know where I am. Tyler, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
All right, so the entire crew is here. At all time. Michelle is here. It's like a reunion. It's like a high school reunion. Ever been to a high school reunion?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I went to one. I've never been invited to go around. God, you look bad. You haven't aged well at all.
Is that what you say or they say you?
Both. That's the way I say to them. To me, they say, who are you? I don't remember you at all.
That's great.
All right, guys. Ready to do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Handle on the news on this Friday morning. Jennifer Jones-Lee. Mo in Today finishes the week. And the lead story. It's one of those man's best friend stories, and we get these occasionally, and it's not uncommon. A body was found in Griffith Park yesterday. Incidentally, that's where you drop off bodies. That's the go-to place. It's almost, it's like keys, drop off your keys here at a car dealership, a rental place. So Griffith Park is drop off bodies here. It just seems to be the thing. Anything, so found a body, and there was the man's dog had not left his body, emaciated, and he'd been there for, I guess, a couple of weeks before they found him. The heartbreaker is that he was, we don't know how he died, but they found the dog alive, and the dog seemed to be okay, but the dog's going to be heartbroken for the rest of his or her life.
Absolutely.
All right, so this morning, it was actually yesterday that Good Morning America spoke with the producer of the Oscars. And even the producer says he thought originally when Will Smith walked on stage and slapped Chris Rock that it was a bit, and that he had to go backstage and actually ask Chris Rock, did he slap you? And Chris Rock said, yeah, LAPD was there. And LAPD was prepared to arrest Will Smith, but it was Chris Rock who said, no, no, no. And they even said, do you want us to remove him? Chris Rock said, no, no, no. He completely took the high road on this one, which I was thinking to myself, that's got to be difficult. You're a guy who didn't know that Jada Pinkett Smith had alopecia. The Oscar producer confirmed this was a completely off-the-cuff joke, that it was not on the teleprompter or anything like that. So you're Chris Rock, all of a sudden Will Smith walks on stage and slaps you, and you're thinking it was just for some innocuous joke about her hair, you know, I mean, comedians do that all the time about how people look in the audience. You're dumbfounded by Will Smith just walked up and slapped you, and then now you've got to do the rest of the show with the guy sitting there in the audience who just whacked you, screaming F-bombs at you, and he continues the show.
Chris Rock handled it absolutely beautifully.
Yeah.
They would have taken me to jail that night.
They would take me
If I were Chris Rock, I probably would have ended up in jail. I don't know if I would have the restraint.
Yeah, that's what, you know, and if you look at his face, it wasn't even angry. You know, he had been slapped, felt it, obviously, and he just came back, and there was no anger that came back. He said, wow, you know, like just surprised.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't press charges, and the cop said, we're not, you know, if you don't press charges, so we're not going to go forward. Actually, they still can. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not, it wouldn't be Chris Rock versus Will Smith. It's the people of the state of California versus Will Smith. So the cops can go forward, even if the victim doesn't want to go forward. Now, usually the reason the cops don't go forward is because it happens in private. And the victim says, no, I wasn't hurt, or no, there was a misunderstanding, and that's a reasonable doubt. How do you miss that one? That was all the proof in the world.
And he's admitted it. Will Smith has admitted it and apologized.
Well,
that's even happened.
yeah, what's he going to say? I didn't do it? Crazy things have happened. Yeah. Like finding yourself walking the door and there's your best friend with your wife, and he said, it's not me.
I've never had that problem.
I have on many different levels. Moment, Bill. On many different levels. That's an old joke I wanted to incorporate in. Putting up more handle on the news. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones. Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour news.
It looks like the war in Ukraine is spilling over the border. Russia's accusing the country of sending 2 helicopters to attack an oil storage facility today. Canada is making it easier for people to visit. Starting today, tourists no longer need to get a COVID test before they leave home. And the Navy is being told it can't separate service members who don't have a COVID vaccine. A judge says this applies to anyone requesting to be exempt for religious reasons. We'll get a check of your early morning drive in just a moment.
If you are looking to sell your house, I mean, the prices are still astronomical, or maybe you inherited a house, what do you do? Well, typically you default to hiring a real estate agent for 6%, and then you're told the house has to be spotless. You gotta clean, you gotta paint, you gotta repair. We're gonna bring prospective buyers through, and you can't be here. Well, imagine selling your home for a fair price without any of that hassle. You don't pay the 6%, you don't have to clean, no buyer walks through. That's what direct buyers will do and has done since the beginning of this company. A lot of people out there lowball you. They'll never do that. They'll give you an honest, no obligation offer, even at $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to directbuyers.com, directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL. That's 844-242-SELL. Visit directbuyers.com.
This SoCal weather from KFI is mostly sunny today with highs from the 60s up to beaches to the low 70s inland. But in Southern California, Toyota dealers, traffic center, let's go places like the 110.
In the second drive for you right now, as you're going northbound, coming away from Manchester, you head toward downtown in the 10, but the good news is further north on Highway 110 through downtown. As you make your way to the 101, Oxford looking pretty decent for your drive. Nothing too crazy to write home about there. West on 10 Santa Monica Freeway coming off the 60 west on Patsy Street drive through Mid-City as you make your way toward Venice Boulevard. 101 north through downtown LA coming off the 5. That'll be heavy for you as you make your way toward the 110. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm the Polio team.
No one should read your personal messages. That's why WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption. It protects whatever you send before, during, and after you send it. So no one, not even WhatsApp, can read the messages. Always message privately. WhatsApp. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save on your favorite snacks at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off solely dried mango and mango strips through April 6th. Plus an extra 10% off for Prime members while supplies last. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market.
Real credit card collections require real people. Someone who understands your issues and works to resolve them with you. That's why Discover offers helpful, U.S.-based representatives. Available 24/7. Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
Someone uses your toilet and it overflows. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is for your guests and for you? Hello, I'm John Okoyan, owner of Rooter Hero Plumbing. You're hosting a party, the water's on the floor, and your guests have to tell you that the toilet is backed up. And worst of all, you have to tell your guests that they can't use the bathroom. I shudder when I tell this story because it happened to me. Can you imagine? I own Rooter Hero Plumbing and my toilet overflowed. Talk about being humble. Well, the truth is, it could happen to anyone. And the solution is to call 866-DRAIN-77. That's what I did, and our plumber was here within an hour. Not because I'm the owner, but that's just what we do. I'm so confident that you'll be satisfied with our services that I put my cell phone number on every business card. 866-DRAIN-77. That's 866-DRAIN-77.
No one should read your personal messages. That's why WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption. It protects whatever you send before, during, and after you send it. So no one, not even WhatsApp, can read the messages. Always message privately. WhatsApp.
Desire is the only problem. If you have the desire to wake up in the morning and do your job as a government official, break written law, then everything will take care of itself. They choose not to do their job, and everybody gets distracted with stupid ideological arguments. All horse. John and Ted, get up and do what you're supposed to do. Weekdays at 2 on KFI. You gotta fight! KFI AM 640 Handle here, and the morning crew on a Friday, April 1. April Fool's Day. Let's continue with Handle on the news. Jennifer, Mo in for Wayne today, and me.
In the last segment, we had talked about how Chris Rock had been someone who was taking the high road with respect to that Oscar slap. Well, he's now performing again. He's done a few shows in Boston, and each opportunity he's had to either slam Will Smith or respond to audience members, he shuts them down, even though they started chanting F. Will Smith. He's been taking a high road and saying no, 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 and hasn't really gone in on him as of yet. He says he's still processing, but it's not like he's trying to take the opportunity to cash in or
No, he's right. No, and I don't think he's going to. He truly is going to take it. He's a class athlete today. And I'm sure he's going to come out with, Will, I had done a joke, and Will, like any husband, defended his wife. And, just, I think it's going to dissipate. Except for Will Smith. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
That is going to stay with him forever.
And it's getting worse by the day, it seems. It's just a negative sentiment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, thousands of LA County workers last night marched in downtown because they're demanding higher wages and less outsourcing as their union contract was supposed to expire at midnight. I mean, it did. One of the sticking points in the negotiation, which have gone on now for 4 months, is both sides agreeing to a temporary 6-month contract, but it's the size of the annual raise. And according to SEIU officials, the county has offered a 2% raise each year for the next 3 years. But Handle, as you and I and Mo have been talking about for the last couple of weeks, you hear these 2%, 3% raises, but when you look at the price of inflation, and I know this is what the union's argument is that that's nothing. That's not offsetting inflation.
So at some point you have to offset inflation. At some point you got to do it. And the easiest way to do it when a contract runs out because there's some control. You can't do it with the price of housing. You can't put a cap on that. So you do it with wages and collective bargaining. Also, and by the way, I'm not saying that the union workers don't deserve a wage, but you still have to have a living wage. I love this, less outsourcing. Explain that one to me. When there aren't enough nurses, where they're scrambling and people are dying and they're bringing in traveling nurses, still a huge shortage. What are the hospitals supposed to do? They can't get enough nurses. How many are quitting the field?
And I would think if I was a nurse that worked at an understaffed hospital, I would appreciate any nurse coming in to help. Because that's one less, I don't know, bed I have to, or person that I have to take care of.
Traveling nurses. Oh, boy.
Money there.
Oh, yeah. Huge. Tyler's wife is training to be a nurse. And by the way, was I supposed to say that, Tyler? That's okay. You can say it. And, yeah, I'm going to suggest here's a piece of advice. Traveling nurse or your wife. Couple reasons. First of all, the money is astronomical, and there are long periods in which she doesn't see you. And that's how you keep a marriage going. You know that, don't you?
You realize that's why Scott works in the Bay Area 3 days a week.
Precisely. You guys have a great marriage.
We said we were going to do it for a year. That was 6 years ago.
Yep.
Some history made here in California. Lieutenant Governor Kunalakis has become the first one to sign a bill into law. First time in 171-year history of the state. And Governor Gavin Newsom, who obviously would be the person who would sign all the laws in California as the city governor, he wasn't in the state earlier this week. He was out for a family vacation, I think at the French Laundry or something like that, but somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be. And that required Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kunalakis to act as governor until he returns. And so the legislature yesterday passed a bill to extend the law preventing some renters from being evicted until the end of June, and it then required and necessitated Lieutenant Governor Kunalakis to actually sign it into law, marking that bit of history.
Now, here's a little sidebar story. In California, the Lieutenant Governor runs on his or her own, right? So they can be different parties. So the ticket is not one ticket. And during Jerry Brown, we had a Lieutenant Governor, Mike Hurt. And Mike Hurt was Republican. Jerry Brown, of course, first time around was a Democrat. The second Jerry Brown left the state, Mike Hurt signed a whole series of directives. As he should, doing 3/4 of what Jerry Brown had put into place. And I mean, it just blew up. And of course, Jerry Brown came back and rescinded all of those by a directive. Those days were so much fun. Now everybody's a Democrat.
President Biden yesterday announced, as we wish he would, the release of 1 million barrels of oil per day for, I think it's the next 6 months, and this is all to try and help reduce the cost of gas. By the way, gas in California today, the average price is $5.88, so we are seeing it come down slowly. Part of it, though, a big question is, that's great that the 1 million barrels of oil a day were released. However, how quickly is that 1 million barrels actually going to make an impact on the price?
And there's a story of 720. We're going to cover that and dive a little bit deeper into that and explain, because it's not so here's exactly as you point out. It's not here's some oil, prices go down. Oh no, it's a lot more complicated than that.
And speaking of oil and just the cost of gas, you think about how this is affecting Europe. Vladimir Putin is now trying to make it tougher for the different countries in the European Union to purchase natural gas, and he's saying you have to pay in rubles, which has been shot at this point. The ruble is almost worthless, but he's saying you better pay in rubles for this natural gas, or there's going to be consequences.
Yeah, but that can be transferred into hard currency. So to pay in rubles, what he's saying, and you have to do it through a bank set up. Germans, for example, have to buy rubles and then pay it, and it goes to a Russian bank where it is hard currency. And he is saying, you don't do this for unfriendly countries. So if you don't do that, you're not getting oil and gas. Now they're playing chicken. And who is going to win that one? Does he destroy his economy? It's going to be hit harder for Europe, because his economy is going to go down, and we know that, and Europe's not going to have oil and natural gas. And so far, Germany says we are standing firm.
It just seems like this will just make it just a fait accompli where Ukraine will join NATO after this, because destroyed all their relationships in the region.
Well, they already have. Now Ukraine would be forced to declare neutrality. I mean, you think they're ever going to lightly go into the Russian sphere of influence? You know, Russia is going to put in probably a puppet government. I think they're going to annex Ukraine like they did Crimea. And so here it is. You have a puppet government that loves Russia. There isn't one Ukrainian that is going to cooperate.
Not only are you warriors, but you're
I don't think a cop will give a Ukrainian a parking ticket.
say it like it is, and you care, and that's what I'm best. That means a lot.
All right, so the Russians apparently have left the Chernobyl nuclear site. And I got a little bit of confirmation. There were rumors that some Russian troops had actually been exposed to nuclear radiation that was there. However, the U.S. is reporting that is not the case anymore. So I talked to Baron Kaczynski specifically about that. He said that's not the case, that the Russian troops are repositioning. Now, is this one more time where Putin says, oh, hey, that was the plan all along. We were only going to be at Chernobyl for X amount of weeks, and
we're pulling back. We're pulling back and saying that's a good faith gesture for negotiation.
Now, the other side of that is, though, the troop morale. We talked about this. Imagine that you were one of those troops who said that they thought that they were on a training mission, that they had no idea that they were going to war. Then you end up at the Chernobyl site. Then you possibly have been exposed to radiation. You can only imagine how those stories of low morale amongst the Russian troops.
Because I know what happened in Chernobyl. Thousands of Russians died in trying to contain the Chernobyl blast. And the story was that they were digging trenches, defensive trenches, into dirt that was radioactive. And they do it. It's just dark, you go to the bathroom at night, and your throat is going blue, and it becomes a nightlight. Isn't it? Oh, nothing.
So you don't realize how we're programming ourselves.
April Fools, everybody, you didn't say that.
How do we take that lesson today with the COVID?
All right, do one more before we take a break.
And who is going to win in this war? Florida Governor Ron DeSantis or Disney? And we know Disney's Florida's largest private employer, but Disney just said, hey, we are not going to support this quote-unquote don't say gay bill, which has been signed into law by Governor DeSantis. And Disney wrote in a statement that its goal was to get the new law repealed. And it's almost scorched earth where DeSantis is saying that Disney has crossed the line. I don't know who has more political capital here.
Yeah, I don't either, because one of the things that DeSantis is arguing is taking away the very governmental basis. When Disney built Disney World, they bought the entire county of Orange County down there. And they created their own county, their own building department. Disney officials are the elected officials there, and DeSantis saying we're taking all that away, which I don't know if he can, because it's all grandfathered in. I don't know how he's going to do that. Fine.
What sounds good.
Sure. I mean, it's all political stunt, as far as I'm concerned. Coming up, more Handle on the news. In the meantime, let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Americans have volunteered to help Ukraine expel the Russian invaders. The LA Times reports some people with no military experience have been turned away, while others have been sent to a 4-week training program. Experienced soldiers have been welcomed. One American veteran who volunteered has attracted a social media following, with accounts of destroying Russian tanks and liberating a Ukrainian village. Ukraine has not said how many American volunteers are serving there or if any have been killed or wounded. It could get a little easier for people to apply for unemployment in California.
A bill introduced by Assemblyman Jim Patterson calls for the EDD to make changes to its website. If it passes, the director of the EDD would have to post current average processing times for unemployment claims and the average number of days it takes for people to be contacted by the agency for an interview. The information would have to be posted and updated bi-weekly. The bill has been approved in the first committee. Deborah Mark, KFI News.
LA City Councilman Kevin DeLeon has recommended a plan for a bus lane through Eagle Rock. His plan would remove one lane each direction through downtown. His office says the option would use the fewest parking spots. The clothing store owner says the bus lane will hurt business.
It's going to take away parking from an already tight parking situation here for the businesses.
DeLeon's office says part of his plan is to create new parking. His office says LA County voters approved the lane from Pasadena to North Hollywood. The Metro Board will vote on the plan next month. Scientists at Caltech may have found a new way to fight cancer with the help of sound-controlled bacteria. Researchers in Pasadena say they've developed a specialized strain of the E. coli bacteria that seeks out cancerous tumors when injected into a person's body. Once the bacteria arrive at their destination, they can be triggered to produce anti-cancer drugs with pulses of ultrasound. And New Mexico has made it legal for anyone 21 and over to buy up to 2 ounces of marijuana. New Mexico is now one of 18 states that have legalized cannabis for recreational use. We'll get a look at your drive with Jeff Ball coming up on the 101 right after sports with Mo.
Thank you, Jim. Not a good night for LA basketball fans. The Lakers got embarrassed, which has been a habit this season. They got embarrassed by the Utah Jazz, 122 to 109. LeBron James again did not play due to an ankle injury. The Clippers, not much more to cheer about as they went into the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead and led by 11 with under 5 minutes to play, only to eventually lose to the Bulls in overtime. Tonight, the Clippers visit the champion Milwaukee Bucks and the Lakers host the Pelicans. I'm Mo Kelly for KFI Sports.
Here's the weather from KFI. We've got a mostly sunny day today. Highs will just range from the 60s at the beaches to the low 70s inland. Copy and paste that forecast for tomorrow. Then Sunday, just a little bit cooler. And a big change. We're going to jump back into the 70s and upper 80s by next week. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Let's get a look at that drive on the 101.
Yes, that's a fun. Happy Friday. Oh, that's a rough. Boy, we're off to a much better start than yesterday morning. My goodness, yesterday morning was just unbelievable. What was going on? A quick look at that 91 drive. That got hit so hard yesterday. Coming out of the corner. It's the normal stuff right now. Meaning a little start on working to 71 to 241. After that, you'll be okay. I am a little concerned, though, and the problem on the South 57 coming into Fullerton on the downhill side. A little bit before 91, there's something bad going on. It's starting to back up from low, coming away from the top of the hill. But other than that, we're in pretty good shape. As I speak to you, we just had a good look at the 118 from Rocky Peak over the 405 all as well. We're just picking up the 101 right now. I mean, boy, it's getting busy. That's for sure. A lot of volume coming out of the West Valley, but I think we're going to be okay. Someone look at something. A Rosita Boulevard. More not giving up. Don't go away. Jeff Bond, KFI in the sky.
You want to sell your house or condo? Real fast, real easy, you call Sellers Event. You're going to buy your home after this for cash, and they'll make you a cash offer within 24 hours. Even if your home is a total fixer-upper, which is a nice phrase for a dump, or it's in perfect condition. With Sellers Advantage, there are these advantages. No real fees or commissions, no escrow fees, no repair fees, no open houses. That's right, no strangers walking through your home. No banks, no termite inspections, no hassle. They are not a lowball company. Their goal is to get you the same amount of money in the traditional way without all the hassle and problems. So it's Sellers Advantage. You choose when you want to close. So they will advance you up to $20,000 before the close for moving expenses. And if you want to sell your home fast and easy and get an as-is cash offer within 24 hours, you call Sellers Advantage. 888-321-AS-IS. Call 888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS. Or go to sellersadvantage.com. Your number is 0196168.
My biggest shock is when someone gets into an accident and they don't call a lawyer. Or worse, they call the wrong lawyer. If you've been injured in any way, call Owen Patterson and Owen, 888-OPO-WIN, OPOLaw.com.
Need a new water heater? Water heaters only. With over 54 years in business. Offers low prices, quality same-day service, and 0% deferred interest financing. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply. Contractor license 1047-781. What exactly? You know the definition of air conditioning. Megan Boundary. It's a system for controlling the temperature, humidity, and purity of the air. That is where you headed to. Any air conditioning company can fill the air, but Gettle can actually condition the air. Temperature, humidity, and purity. Air is pure and clean as the snow in the Swiss Alps. Gettle Plumbing does that same thing. Pure water at whatever temperature you want. Now, just all water is 100% humidity because, you know, it's water. Wow. Temperature, purity, and humidity. Gettle Air Conditioning and Gettle Plumbing to join forces. We already have. You do realize you own both companies, right? Of course I realize that. And this means includes both companies to guard dog protection for your home. Yeah, we already do that too. For just $14.99 $14.95 a month? Yep, just $14.95. That price seems awfully low. Who came up with that? That was all you, Kenny. DOE.com.
At Cedar Sinai, we're right here for Los Angeles. Here if you're routinely checking up or unexpectedly dropping in. Here is a resource for today's clinical challenges and a teacher of tomorrow's physicians. Here is a neighbor to those in need and an organizer of health programs in your community. Here, we believe that people deserve to be treated like, well, people. Here, with over 250 locations in Southern California, a helping hand is well within reach. Cedar Sinai, we're right here.
Thanks, James. Accident attorney. My name's Denise. How can I help you? Hi. I just got into an accident earlier today, and the car ran a red light and hit me pretty hard. I'm having a lot of back pain and head pain. Car's really damaged too. I just didn't know what to do. I heard you guys all over the radio, so I wanted to give you a call. Well, I'm so sorry to hear you're going through this today. I'm really glad you called us, and we'll make sure you're taken care of.
Getting seriously hurt in an accident is a terrifying experience. After you call 911, let Sweet James Accident Attorney be your next call. The award-winning attorneys at Sweet James have devoted their lives to helping victims of injury after an accident. That's all they do. They are there to answer the call and help you get the medical treatment needed, while they ensure you get the best compensation possible. Pay nothing until they win. Call anytime. 800-550-200. 800